Welcome everyone. Today we'll be looking at the beginner's guide for Underlord. Underlord is an 8-player battle royale game. In this game, you start in your own particular corner. You'll be facing against 7 different players, and the goal is to defeat other players' army as they attack you and to be the last person surviving with HP left. Players will lose HP as they are defeated on their own battleground by the enemy army. Enemies are chosen randomly to attack you, and depends how you fare against them, you'll be losing life or protecting your life. If you lose to one unit, you'll lose life accordingly to the value of the unit. The first basic for Underlords is the cost of units. Units are spread into 5 cost tiers, from tier 1 to tier 5. The rates of those tiers of units appearing in the shop depends on your current level in the game. Currently, we're level 1. We'll have 100% rates to get tier 1 units, and as we progress in level, which we do gain XP every round, we can also purchase XP. We get higher rates of units of a higher tier, but we do lose rates on the lower tier. We can see the 5 tiers of hero here, going from tier 1 all the way down to tier 5. Those heroes will be unlocked as we level up in the game, by purchasing XP or by leveling up naturally with each round gaining 1 XP. The second unique part of Underlords is that we get to pick our items as we go throughout the rounds. Those items can be in the form of support items, defensive, offensive, and global items. And we can have a look over here. Offensive, defensive, or single unit item will be presented in the form of a circle. Global items will be form of a square. This is a very good visual recommendation for the new players. Coming over here, each time we win against a neutral round, we will be presented with a choice. If we lose a neutral round, 2 of our choices will be removed. We're left with only 1 choice. We do not lose HP if we lose in the neutral rounds, but ideally we want all the choice open by defeating the neutral rounds. Coming over to see the items, we can see that the global items are in the square shape, offensive items are in the circle shape, defensive and support items are also in the circle shape. Keep in mind, we have to equip offensive, defensive, and support items on a particular unit, so it is usually a unit-centric item, while the global items do not have to be positioned onto any unit. It will be into effect as the moment we pick them. The choices of a global item or a single unit item would be depending on the tier level and the usage for our composition build. As we can see, we're offered items of different tier. In the start of the game, items are between tier 1 and tier 2. Those items can also go up in tier as we pick unique items that increase the chance of higher tier items, or as we go later into the stage of game. Ideally, higher tier items are better, but sometimes we want to pick items that suits the purpose. If we're not playing druids, this is not going to be very useful. If we're playing mages, this might be useful. Or this might be universally useful, because we might not have demon hunters, we might not have druids. We can give any unit this item, because again, this is a single unit item. Those are global items for a specific race or build. As we go further into the game, we can see that each unit have 2 symbols down below them. One is their race synergy, one is their class synergy. Each unit have race and class synergy. Those synergies allow our units to be stronger with certain number of buffs or synergies once we complete a certain build. Here for 3 scrappers, we can receive a special buff. Also another special buff when we get 6 scrappers. Similarly, we can look into inventors. This is a defensive synergy which gives us HP regen for all the inventors. We can see our existing combination of synergies on the board. At the moment, we have Scrapper, we have Inventors activated, and we can see the units that they have those activation. Those are the Scrappers. We click here, we can see those units that are the Inventors. Looking over here, this is an incomplete synergy. We can complete this synergy by having 2 more assassins. We can see 1 purple means we have 1, we need 2 more to complete this synergy. As we start the round, we'll be facing against different players. This is the same units of a player who has purchased and positioned those units. Depending how we fare against him, we might be winning, we might be losing. Winning will give us bonus gold, while losing will deal damage to our existing HP. We all start with 100 HP, and each of the survivor units will deal damage to our HP. For this round, we have 1. By winning this round, we'll get bonus gold. We also protect our HP, so we're still on the top of the HP leaderboard while other players start to lose HP. To see what happens when we lose a round, we have purposely put only 2 units on the board. Let's have a look. Here it is likely we lose as we only have 2 units against the enemy 4 units. And also we only have 1-star units. Keep in mind, to fuse a unit to 2-star, we will have to combine 3 of a kind. Looking over here, we're defeated, and those are the health total lost towards our current HP. We went from 100 to 96%. Once this HP goes to 0, we'll lose out in this particular game and will be positioned depending on the timing of our death. If we're positioned last, if we're the first to die, we'll be 8th position. If the player that survived to the end will win this particular Underlord game and be the first position player. This is a good time for us to look at the overlay of the game. On the left hand side, we can see the position of the leaderboard according by the HP. We can also see the other players' current gold and the current level, which will give us indications of how strong they are in terms of economy and in terms of leveling, which allows more units to be positioned. We can see over here, if we hover our cursor over here, we can see the rates of units. We can also see we're currently level 4, which means we can only position 4 units on the board maximum. As we come to this side, the right side of the board, we can see the timer which ticks down to the start of another round. The round indication will give us a highlight which rounds are the neutral rounds, which rounds are the PvP rounds. Every 5 rounds is a neutral round. After round 10, every other round is a PvP round. Coming over to the right hand side, we can see the first bar shows us the synergies we already have, and the synergies we might be presented with ourselves as we put more units on the board. Those synergies only consider the units on the board, but as we position more units, they will start to consider unit potential, which is in a flashing side for the units on the bench. The second tab shows us the damage meter of us and the enemy. We can also click this button to see DPS, damage taken, healing, and kills, which is a very good summary, allows us to keep track of what are the best units and why do we want to build around those units. The third bar shows us the items we have already picked equipped onto the unit. If this item is not equipped, it will be indicating to us there is one item that's unequipped. We have to equip items before the round. If we equip item when there's a fight going, this item will not take effect. Items like global items will always be effective in the battle. In the bottom right corner, those are the most crucial parts of the game. Our current gold and also the units in the shop. We can see our current gold to be 29 gold. What this means is this is how much gold we have to be purchasing units. And once we click the tab of the shop, we can see the available units in the shop. A shop will present us with 5 choice of units with each refresh. The start of the round, there will be 1 free refresh of a new set of units, and those units' appearance rate is depending on our existing level rate. Those units will be purchased at different cost. Tier 1 unit 1 cost, Tier 2 2 cost, Tier 3 3 cost, Tier 4 is 4 cost, and so is Tier 5. Legendary units are 5 cost. We can see the button over here which shows us the information of our existing units, possible alliance, and item choices. We can use this button to lock for a unit if we want to keep those units without being removed by the next round free refresh. You'll have to lock them before the round ends. After the battle timer ticks finish, and you have to lock that if you want to keep those units. When we be wanting to lock units is when we don't have the gold to purchase the units we want this round, we lock them for next round. But if we have the gold, it's always good to buy the units we want and to allow those units to not be locked. Each locking will cost us 2 gold because that is a potential cost of a refresh. This button here on the right side of the shop is a refresh button. It will cost us 2 gold to get a new set of units. By pressing this, we get a new set of units. By pressing again, we get a new set of units. We can see here our gold is depleted as we get a new set of units. Maybe wondering, why do I want a unique set of units? Because if I was going for a 2-star unit, which is very important, they will be able to allow us to refresh into them. And of course, you have to consider the cost and effectiveness, which we'll touch on in our next guide. I love the visual cue with Underlords because it tells me I already have 2 units on the board. By clicking this unit, which is highlighted for us, he will be automatically fused into a 2-star unit. We can see the star here. By clicking here, he is 2-star. Again, if I buy those 2, if I refresh, and notice here, no often highlighting, again, they start to highlight because we have 2 of the same kind. This is the 3rd of the same kind. If you press here, you automatically fuse the unit on the board. If we press this one, you'll be automatically fused for the units on the bench. The last part of our particular shop interactions is the purchase XP. We can see that we do not have a lot of high tier units. By purchase XP, we will get 4 XP per 5 gold spent. And we can see it's 3 over 4 XP. That means just having 1 XP will take us to level 5. We can press it here. Now it's 3 over 8. What that means is by having 5 XP, it will take us to level 6, giving us high rates of high tier units. What if we want to go to level 6 here? We need about 10 gold because each purchase is 5 gold, give us 4 XP. We will be spending 10 gold for 8 XP to go to level 6. Let's press it once. We're missing gold. So what do we do here? If we're missing gold and we still want to take action, say purchase of a unit, or action of buying XP or rerolling, by clicking the refresh button, we can sell units. We can sell the units on the bench, we can sell the units on the board. There is a difference. You can always sell units on the bench even at the battle. You cannot sell units in the battle while they're fighting. During the preparation or after the battle, you can still sell those units. If we click on a particular unit, we can see the sell button, which is highlighted over here. The +3 shows us how much gold we'll get back by selling this unit. For all the 1-star units, we'll get the same gold back for the cost we purchased them. So it's always be okay to sell units if you do not need them anymore at 1-star. Here we need 2 more gold to buy the XP. We can sell this unit for 3 gold, and now we have 6 gold. By pressing over here, we get to the level 6 we wanted. With level 6, we can place more units on the board. You can see it's 5 over 6, so we can buy another unit and put it on the board. All of a sudden, we have 6 units on the board. Having more units do help us with battling and protecting our HP, and the stronger we are, our units who fight on the enemy spot will be stronger, defeating them and making them losing faster than us. This will conclude the first part of our introduction to Dota Underlords. In the next part of the beginner's guide, we'll look into the synergies that we can pick and we can play around with. We'll also look at the heroes choices and how do we pick the best heroes to have a better game experience in this game. Thank you so much guys for watching this beginner's guide of Dota Underlords. Let me know what you think and any suggestions for the beginner's guide in the comments below. I'll be continuing to post guides for Underlords for the beginners, intermediate and advanced players for choices, tips and secrets and advice on game mechanics that can improve everyone's game and help us to rank up to the highest rank of Underlords into the big boss.